there's only one song worth singing. They may try and sell you, 'cause it hangs them up to see someone like you. But you've gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song, make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. You're gonna be nowhere, the loneliest kind of lonely. It may be rough going just to do your thing, the hardest thing to do. But you've gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song.
Hi, thanks for watching my show. I'm glad you're here. Since I was a kid, I've always loved movies. Growing up in a small town called Rome, New York, there really wasn't a lot to do, but there's one thing that I love to do. I love to go to the movies. Every Saturday afternoon, I'd go to this place called the Capitol Theater, and I would see movies with Jimmy Stewart, Eleanor Parker, John Wayne, Katharine Hepburn, Betty Davis. Well, movie stars became my heroes, and movies had a positive impact in my own life. Now, most movies that we see are filmed in the studios of Hollywood, California. But there are some movies that are filmed on location, which means that Hollywood takes the film crew and films that movie in real cities and in actual places. As far back as I can remember, I've always loved gangster movies.
I know I'd go from rags to riches if you would only say you care. And though my pocket may be empty, I'd be a millionaire. My rags to riches, if you would only say you
There have been many movies about gangsters and mobsters. You know, during the 1930s and the 40s and the 50s, you had the Jimmy Cadney movies with Humphrey Bogart and George Raff, Edward G. Robinson, Sterling Hayden. 1960s, you had Bonnie and Clyde with Faye Dunaway and Warren Beatty. 1970, you had the Godfather 1, Godfather 2. 1980, you had Al Pacino and Scarface. But in 1990, a different type of mob movie was released, and that movie was called Goodfellas. Based on the rise and fall of a real New York City crime family, Goodfellas focuses in on the life and times of known mobster Henry Hill. When I first saw Goodfellas in 1990, I couldn't believe how great the movie was. I can recall sitting in the movie audience with my big bag of popcorn and my Coca-Cola and hoping that the movie would not ever come to an end. I knew guys like Goodfellas when I tended bar in an Italian restaurant when I lived in Syracuse, New York. And they used to come into the bar and drink and have dinner. And believe me, they weren't the type of guys you wanted to mess around with. But I have to say, they were great tippers. The movie Goodfellas shows us the good life in the mob, but it has all the violence and the terror, much like the movie The Godfather did. There is great cinematography and drama, fine performances by Robert De Niro, Joe Pesci, Lorraine Bracco, Paul Sorvino, and most importantly, an electrifying performance by Ray Liotta. On top of the cake, we have the brilliant direction of legendary director Martin Scorsese. Now, most of the movie Goodfellas was filmed on location in the New York City area. I personally consider the movie Goodfellas the best mob movie ever made. However, may I say, coming in first place with Francis Coppola's The Godfather. Goodfellas, a great crime story. In fact, a sensational crime story and a real American classic.
As far back as I could remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Love is all that ever
Even before I first wandered into the cab stand for an after-school job, I knew I wanted to be a part of them. And was there. That I knew that I belonged. To me, it meant being somebody in a neighborhood that was full of nobodies. They weren't like anybody else. I mean, they did whatever they wanted. Tootie Cicero.
This Peter Canasi kid.
my fate is up to you.
Tootie.
Big kid, Tootie.
Tootie ran the cab stand and La Bella Vista Pizzeria and a few other places for his brother Paul, who was the boss over everybody in the neighborhood.
It's your fault. You started. I started it.
Henry, watch how you cross and bring back milk.
My mother was happy after she found out that the Ciceros came from the same part of Sicily as she did. I mean, to my mother, wise guys would pull up and Tootie would toss me their keys and let me park their Cadillacs. I mean, here I am, this little kid, I can't even see over the steering wheel, and I'm parking Cadillacs. But it wasn't too long.
I can't make any more deliveries.
What do you mean you can't make any more deliveries? You're gonna fuck everything up.
My dad said he's gonna kill me. Look.
Come on with me. That in there, kid?
No. Nope. That's the guy.
Get him. Excuse me.
Yeah?
Meg. Shut the door.
That was the first time I'd ever seen anyone shot.
Jesus, can't have that in here. Jesus Christ, I can't have that in this joint.
I remember feeling bad about the guy, but I also feeling that maybe Tootie was right. I knew Paulie didn't want anybody dying in the building.
You're a real jerk. You wasted 8 fucking aprons on this guy. I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. I gotta toughen this kid up.
The melody haunts my reverie, and I am once again with you.
By the time I grew up, there was $30 billion a year in cargo moving through Idlewild Airport, and believe me, we tried to steal every bit of it. So you gotta understand, we grew up near the airport. It belonged to Paulie. And we had friends and relatives who worked all over the place, and they would tip us off about what was coming in and what was moving out. If any of the truckers or airlines gave us any trouble, Paulie had his union people scare them with a strike.
What?
Just, you're funny.
You mean,
So?
man, let me understand this, because maybe it's me, I'm a little fucked up, maybe. But I'm funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you? I make you laugh? I'm here to fucking amuse you? What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny? I don't know, you said it. How do I know? You said I'm funny. How the fuck am I funny? What the fuck is so funny about me? Tell me. Tell me what's funny.
Get the fuck out of here to Tommy.
You motherfucker! I almost had him! I almost had him! Good, huh? Yeah, you probably do a lot better with Manischewitz, but I look funny on my table.
Ready?
Henry, lighten up. We just got here. What are you doing?
Before it was even time to go home, he was pushing me into the car.
Thank you, sir.
All right, see you later. Thanks.
What are you doing? You're leaving your car?
Watches the car for me. It's easier than leaving it at a garage and waiting. I like going this way. Better than waiting in line.